Hey everyone, good morning. Today's day 7 of our time in Japan, so feeling like time is going by really quickly. It's currently 9 o'clock, exactly. So today we're going to be going to Miyajima Island. If you don't know what Miyajima is, it's basically an island just 45 minutes, an hour off the coast of Hiroshima. So we're gonna have to take a train a bit south, and then there's like a ferry that you take across the water to Miyajima. There's a mountain there called Mount Misen that we're going to be hiking up. Miyajima is also famous for, I don't know if you've ever seen pictures, but there's like a big red torii gate that's in the water. So during high tide it's like surrounded by the water, but low tide you can go out. I think I'm getting that right. I'm not a tide expert by any means. So that'll probably take up most of the day. And then there's some shops and like food around the area. So we'll get like a quick brekkie from like a convenience store. And then kind of just go from there. So I don't know when I'll be back to Hiroshima. I'd like to be back before 5 p.m. because I think there's something about the ferry closes at like 5 or something. I'll have to double check that on the way there. But yeah, that's basically the deets. No, I think that's about it. Okay, I'm done talking. We're gonna pack up and get on the road.
First constructed in 1168, the present Great Torii is the ninth in Miyajima's history. 規模の雄大さで知られており、6世紀に遡り、12世紀に平清盛公に根を背景にした厳島神社が青い海に浮かび上がる姿は、皆様方の忘れ得ぬ思い。We hope you have enjoyed your passage to Miyajima.
観光客の皆様に鹿についてお知らせします。鹿は宮島に住む野生の動物です。
Hello everyone. So I currently have a moment of like quiet, I think. So I'm gonna take advantage of it while I can. But I'm currently hiking up Mount Nisan. As you probably saw in our vlog footage, we are on Miyajima Island. So I'm just doing some hiking, wanted to get some physical activity. My right calf is a bit wonky right now, so we're taking it slow, pacing ourselves. But it's not often that you get like a moment in nature to yourself in Japan. So I try to take it with every opportunity I can to film. I think some people are coming though, so I'll touch base soon. Like, all this to myself right now. People keep coming up and down the trail, but this is really cool. I'm really enjoying myself. So, we just passed the 1 kilometer to go mark. Considering the trail's about 2.3 kilometers, we're about over halfway through. I'm feeling really proud of myself, tired, but really proud.
Je suis entendu pour ça. Non, je suis
Hey everyone, welcome back. We finally touched base. I think the last time that we spoke, I was hiking up the mountain, if that footage made it in, but yeah, a busy, but highly worthwhile day in Miyajima. So I started the day a bit later than normal, and as you may have sensed, my energy wasn't totally up to par. I think just like sometimes the stress of traveling just gets to you, and obviously mental health stuff too that I'm not going to get into, but it was a whirlwind. But as soon as we got onto the ferry at Miyajima Gucci, everything just like immediately got better. So I was like, damn, I started this off on such a sad note, but like the rest of the day was really great. Like I have no complaints besides how I felt in the morning about today. Like everything went according to plan. There were no big stressors. My feet do hurt a lot, but I got to eat oysters twice. I think I've only had oysters once before, but these were definitely the best that I've had. I got to try momiji manju, fried version. So I had an azuki, like red bean filling and a chocolate filling for one. The reason I had two was I meant to order just the azuki, but then I accidentally ordered the chocolate first. So I was like, okay, now I have two, I guess. But it was a really good day. The hike up Mount Misen on the Momiji Dani course, I believe, that we took was phenomenal. For most of the hike, I was by myself, and it took me the entire thing was about 2.5 hours, I would say. So yeah, it was really nice. The scenery was really lovely. The view at the top was stunning. I ran into a lot of fellow hikers, not like super congested, like nowhere near like the hiking that you would do in like Kyoto. Or honestly, when I went hiking in Nikko, it was a lot busier. So this time was really nice, but this hike was a lot harder just because the steps were really steep. So it required a lot of leg strength. When I reached so it was about 2.3 kilometers in length, and when I got to the 1.5 kilometer, my knee was like kind of being wonky. And I was like, do I turn back? Do I continue? Because I don't want worst case scenario for like me to be medically evacuated in one way or another. Thankfully that didn't happen. My ankle is a bit wonky, but it got better throughout the day. Some things that stood out in Miyajima. I mean, if Miyajima's not on your itinerary and you're going anywhere near Hiroshima, highly recommend it. I thought it was going to be overrated and I almost didn't include it. And it's become one of my favorite places I've been to in Japan. The views were stunning. The view from on top of Mount Misen is more than worth the hike. And if you don't want to do the full 2.3 kilometers, there's a ropeway, which is basically like a cable car that takes you most of the way up. Like you only have to do like 0.7 kilometers left. But even then, I think that's doable. I did the full 2.3 because I wanted to push myself. Now, did I hike down? No. No, we took the cable car down. I was not about to hike all the way down. Because even downward was like a little bit dangerous because everything's steep. So regardless, if you're going to go, I think I started my hike at noon and I was leaving, I want to say, like 1:32. No, so probably closer to 2:30, I think. And that was like by the time I got down the cable car and everything, but you need to be aware it closes at 4. So if you were planning on taking the cable car down and you're going up at like 3, like you're not going to be able to get a worthwhile hike out of it. Especially since just because it leaves at 4 doesn't mean if you're there at 4 you've got a spot. No, like there's a decent lineup. The lineup alone I think took me like 15 minutes. So highly recommend that you go, but go like in the morning when it's like quieter. Another mistake I made, I bought a bunch of I bought a few souvenirs and stuff when I first got to Miyajima, and then I had to carry it with me up the hike. But like, I feel realistically not better to carry more weight when you're going up a mountain, but I honestly was happy that I didn't have to go shopping after hiking up a mountain. So that. Three things that stood out during my time in Miyajima. First was, so I went to the Rilakuma store on Miyajima Island, and it's got like maple themed stuff. It's really cute. And a deer stuck its head into my bag and tried to take the Rilakuma plush. So you got thieves on the island. There's a lot of deer, and they were like very bold. It felt like Nara again, weirdly enough. The second thing that stood out, so I get to the top of Mount Misa, and there's a really nice scenic viewpoint, and I see this Japanese couple, and they're like younger, probably younger than I am. And I was like, oh, like, do you want me to take your photo? But like, I had this vlogging camera in my hand. So I think they thought that I was going to take their photo with this camera, because they then pose, but she hasn't given me her phone yet. And I'm still holding the camera, and I was like, oh no, like, I meant like, take it on your camera so that they can have the photos for them. And I think they really liked it, and then they reciprocated and took my photos. And then on the hike down, we basically hiked together the entire way. So that was really cute. And then the final thing that stood out, so I got into, you have to take 2 cable cars down the ropeway. And on the second cable car, it's a much more compact one. It's like 6 people. And I was with these 4 women who were like all friends and stuff. And they were just like giggling and having like the best time. I think they were talking about clothing, because they were talking about liking wide pants, and the one lady's shirt was made of kimono fabric. So that was really endearing. I felt like it was my mom and her friends in another life, and they were really nice. And it was just the 5 of us in this cable car together. So it was a really nice end to the hike, because I was like, this is just so wholesome. Like, they're just having the best time ever. But I think that's it for this vlog. I've given you like an 8-minute ramble at the end of it. I was checking my footage because I said I want to work on getting more B-roll. Girl, we have 136 videos just on my phone alone for today. So this vlog gonna be hefty. So enjoy. If you made it to the end of this vlog, thank you. That's crazy. And if you did, tell me what your favorite type of fruit is. I don't know. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Day 7 is a wrap.